Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. On cow work with my mini Zebu heifers is with Sadie. I have objectives today that are far from doing the penning, which we ultimately want to have fun doing here. I have Seela, my youngest heifer, on the west side of my arena, which is cut in half by portable panels that I store against the perimeter fence and then roll out on wheels that I've attached to the panels. However, the portable panels have rails that are somewhat far apart from each other. Seela's a youngster. She's about 3/4 the size of Susie. And in the past, if she gets stressed and she sees an opening, and this is a cow thing, this is what bovines do, sees an opening and she's under pressure, she'll try to get through the opening, which could be dangerous. So for today, I've just put some jump standards and crossbar jumps across the paneling. I still am concerned, though, that she will see an opening and try to go for it. And so we've got Angela here on foot, and she's gonna try to curtail it if it starts to happen. My most important objective today is safety for Seela. And my second important is making sure that Sadie is gonna be a good turnback horse for us. And I thought not to use Semi today, who's my best cow horse, but to use Sadie. Now, to make sure that Sadie understands the maneuvers that she's gonna be asked to do ultimately as a turnback horse, I have a tool that I wouldn't use if I were really doing cow work. I have a dressage whip in my hand. I also have my spurs on, but Sadie gets kind of stressed if I even let her know that my spur is on. I'm just gonna touch her with it. Yeah, she moved. She moved ever so slightly when I ever so slightly touched her with it. I just want her to know it's on. Okay, and then I'm gonna be using my dressage whip perhaps to help as an arm extension to move her forequarters and hindquarters. First I'm going to move back, light on the reins. Now I'm going to go out. I don't want her to go forward, I just want her to go So my hands are up, my hand is out. There, I got her to move to the right. To move to the left, I would just change my arms. My tools. I have spurs on both sides, but I'm trying not to use spurs today. I'm gonna just try to get her forequarters to the left. I'm looking to the left, opening my left hand. A little bit of tug with my, see how she's gaping back? She doesn't quite understand that all I want her to do right now is no forward motion. See how she's gaping? We got to get away from that. We've got to do these exercises quite a bit before we actually use Sadie, her turnback horse. Now that's one maneuver. That's important. But even more important in an arena setting like this is move the hindquarters. So I'm looking, disengage the hind end. There. I want those back legs to cross over. It's a safety maneuver. Not only is it a safety maneuver that if she's push button on moving that hind end away, if we get into a position where Seela might get kicked by Susie, and we know it's about to happen, if she's push button on moving that hindquarters away, we can possibly save an injury. I'm gonna look back, touch her behind the sand. Good. Whoa, she keeps trying to go forward. Rather than hanging on her mouth, I'm gonna bump. Good. All right, now I'm not gonna get close to Seela today, and I hope Seela won't get close to me. I'm just gonna walk up to Seela and see how pressured she feels in this situation. And as I walk up, I'm going to be going to the pen that's in the far corner on the southwest corner of this arena. Those are vinyl panels making a pen. We just push against the vinyl perimeter fence when we're not using it. Good. Sadie see the pen? I'm going to try to walk into the pen. We don't want Sela to try to get through this barrier that I feel is potentially unsafe, and we're going to try to do something before our next session if that feeling is confirmed. I didn't even try to go towards Sela, but she saw me coming out of the pen and she says, uh-oh, I better get out of here. You see how she keeps going for between the standards and between the crossbars. She is seeing that opening. She's saying, I got to get out of here. And her mom is right there on the other side of the arena. So, of course, her inclination is to go to that side of the arena. Her father, my bull Rusty, is on the other side of the arena, grazing. They, Rusty and Susie, her mom, are just being cows. Sela is being a member of the herd that says, uh-oh, I want to get to the herd. I want to get to my mom and my pop. And of course, my job when we actually start penning is going to be to get her into that pen. So, in trying to get her into the pen, I may be pushing her into the panels. And I'm afraid that that's unsafe. Safety is always number one. There you go. You see she's going for that opening. Go to your left. Yeah, go to your left. Over the job. No, not. If you go to your left, over the job, on that side of the standard. That's it. Okay. You got to know how a cow is going to move. If you go right to her hip, you might be pushing her through the panel. So you want to get between her and the panel. Now go there now. I can see most definitely that these temporary barriers are not, that's it, go between, are not going to keep Sela from trying to get through the panels. Therefore, I am going to put either some vinyl lattice there as a visual barrier or some kind of PVC rail between the bottom and the middle rail before we try this again. We're going to get all these jump standards out. I just wanted to see, I haven't even tried to work her yet. Look how on purpose she is to get through that panel. Now I'm going to walk toward the panels. Whoa. This is really good for Sadie. She sees this moving object, this mini cow. Now I'm going to walk, I want Sela, if I can, get her to go back towards the west side of the fence. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn Sadie and walk her towards Sela's hip. Lightly, with the reins. A little bit of leg pressure. I don't want Sadie to get excited. Whoa. Got the movement I wanted. Okay. Now, if a cow is moving in the direction you want them to, the best thing is to just stop and let them move. She didn't quite go to the other side. Angela, can you walk over there? And try not to think about where you have to go to not push her. Just for today's session, because I can see that my jump standard and crossbar barriers are not going to be safe at this point in Sela's training. Okay. Okay, good. Now I'm going to walk towards Sela, and as soon as she starts going, I'm going towards her hip, lightly with Sadie. She's pooping. Whoa. I'm going to stop for a minute. There. Now I'm going to ask Sadie. Open my left rein. I wasn't even sure if Sadie would start bucking when I did this. Angela, you got to get to the other side. You know what, Angela? Go on the other side of the panel so you can move back. Because when Sela decides to go through the panel, it's going to be quickly. Okay? Right. Stay in her way so you're a visual block. See how she's trying. Okay, I'm going to walk. Whoa. Nah, she's trying to go through. Yeah. Good, good. I'm going to walk towards her head. No, I don't have to walk back, but I'm going to done what I have to do to my portable panels so that she doesn't appear, it doesn't appear to her that she can exit by climbing through between the bottom and the middle rail. I don't think she'll try to go for the top rail. She'd have to jump to do it. She might possibly try to go under the rail, but I don't think she'd get very far. She'd back off. I may even have the lattice that I put on here, and which is what I think I'm going to use, and have it go below the bottom rail a little bit so that there's less of an opening there. And then, based on what Sadie did for me today, back, I'd say she's not going to go whoopee. She's not going to get stressed by seeing Sela, the mini Zebu heifer, walking this way, that way, running this way, that way. But she is going to need guidance from me as a rider, or Katie as a rider. Katie does a lot of cow work here at Shadrack Farms. She's going to need some guidance as to how to keep up with that cow, how to push that cow, and how to get that cow for the sake of penning into that pen over there. And we can make the opening as wide or as narrow as we want. After we get the cow in, back, whoever's pushing them in or guiding them in, back, good, I'm using neck rein here, has to run up. And raise their hand before the cow, back, tries to come out. Of course, I didn't exactly run up, but that's something that we need to work on with the horse. Trot up, run up, walk fast up, whatever is necessary. And we have found from past practice sessions with Semi that can be quite disconcerting to her, to the horse. If there's a cow in the pen and you're running up towards the pen, and then they're saying, maybe that's what they're saying, I'm not sure, we're anthropomorphizing, they're saying, oh no, I don't want to go there because there's a moving object in that corner. So we have trouble getting Semi, Shadrack Triton Semi, my cow work Morgan, to run up even after we've penned them. So we know we've got a lot of challenges ahead, but you know, we know how to do natural horsemanship training. We know the philosophy of apply pressure when you get the wrong answer, let them commit to the mistake and then apply pressure. And we know that when they give you the right answer, you just remove the pressure. And that's enough of a reward for them to say, oh, well, all I have to do is give them the right answer and I won't get any pressure. Now I'm going to back her up, looking over her head, just a little tug. Good, good. I want a straight back. Okay, I'm going to go back and over. Whoa. Okay, now I'm going to see if I can get her over to the right. The endless challenge. No, she's trying to go forward. You can see it. Whoa. I'm looking over her ears. I'm going to try it again. Whoa. Back. Whoa. That's the beginning of a rollback. We got to teach this mare how to do a rollback, and we'll be showing you. That's all for today. Sadie follows Sela in the full arena. In our session today with Sadie, I'm teaching her how to be a turnback horse. We've got the whole arena open. We're in the process of putting some lattice up on the portable panel so we can cut the arena in half in the future. The first part of the show showed you that we found that it was kind of unsafe for Sadie to have the portable, just the 3-rail portable panels, because she, for Sela, excuse me, my little heifer, because she kept trying to go through the panels to get to her mother, Susie. Right now we've got the whole arena open. Susie is on the west fence. Sela is over there on the south fence. My camera operator will show you. We've also got the bull Rusty right outside the west fence, all of which can be confounded with some very iffy weather today. This is an early rainy season in Santa Cruz. There's wind today. The sky gets blue and then it gets cloudy. We don't know what to expect. It might start raining any minute. So all I want to do today is explain to you how I'm going to train Sadie to be a turnback horse so she can turn the cows back to help Semi do the cow work. Semi's my, Shadrach, Triton, Semi, my middle road Morgan, who seems to have the most cow of the three Morgans. Now Sadie is going to learn how to follow these cows. We've done a little bit with her in the past, but she really doesn't understand that her job as a cow horse, as a turnback cow horse, is to watch the cow that I, as a rider, have signaled to her is the cow she's to watch, and to follow that cow. And by following it, I may ask her to follow behind. I may ask her to parallel the movement of the cow. More than likely, I'll ask her to keep up with the cow's eyes, the cow's head. I'll want her head to be paralleling the cow's head as it moves this way or that way. Now Susie, the mother of Seela, hardly ever moves at all. She just has learned that if I don't move, they don't bother me. But Seela, she tends to move quite quickly. I'm going to walk towards Susie and Seela, and I'm going to have to deal with the moment. Are either of them going to move? And if they're not, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to encourage them to move. And as I walk towards her, I want my camera operator to zoom in on the portable panel on the south fence at the other side, on the east side of this arena, to show you how we're adding lattice. And I'm hoping by our next session we'll have the lattice installed, and we'll have the arena cut in half again with my portable panels on wheels, and we'll be able to prove my hypothesis that I'm pretty sure that will keep Seela from trying to get through the panels. Now Rusty is right there by Susie and Seela, and he can be a little bit intimidating. He makes his bullish sounds. We'll see. I'll watch the body language of Sadie as we walk. And I have Aaron in the arena today with a lead line in case we have trouble. He also has a mic on, so bringing the lead line with you. He's going to walk with me, but behind me. He's just here for safety, just because I'm not sure how Sadie is going to respond. Sitting deep in the saddle. Look at Susie. She says, uh-oh, they're coming towards me. But she's chewing her cud. Her body language is, well, I'm not moving. I probably won't be bothered if I don't move. So let's see. Let's see what they do. Whoa. Whoa. Sitting deep when I say whoa. Trying not to pull hard on my reins. But notice that we've had rain. We had quite a rain last night. And my south side of the arena tends to be wet. So I'm going to try to avoid it because it might be a little bit slippery. Seela is now looking at me. That's my youngest heifer, the one that tends to move a lot. I'm going to walk towards her. Whoa, whoa. And she is moving. Susie, as I suggested, hypothesized, is not moving. Rusty is making his bullish sounds. Now Seela came back. So Sadie doesn't quite understand what it is she's supposed to be doing yet. And the reason she doesn't understand is she doesn't know that she's to follow the cow. She doesn't know that yet. I'm going to back her off. Back. Seela is following Rusty, and so is Susie. Back. Now I'm going to go off to my left. Eventually, Sadie will understand that we're going to choose a cow and she's going to travel with it. And she's going to push it into the pen. Well, we had to stop the camera because we started to have some static on the mic. And that's another good reason why we want to cut this arena in half and work on this side. So for now, just to give Sadie as clear a message as I can, because Seela keeps running over there. Uh-oh. So is Susie now. We're going to, with Aaron's help, we're going to keep them on this side, and I hope I can give you some clear vocabulary. Can you go back over there, Aaron, and see if you can pull him over here? He's got a lead line on his shoulders. So he can actually walk Susie as if she were a little dog. She follows, and then Seela tends to follow along. But right now she's torn. She says, I think I want to go with my papa who's over there. So let me just review while Erin is bringing them back to this corner. This corner here, it's the southeast corner of my uncovered arena. We have some white vinyl portable panels that we store against the perimeter fence. Bring them out and make a pen. And we come into this arena with Susie and Seela, and we try to pen Seela. And it's very challenging. It's a lot of fun, but very challenging. Susie becomes the herd that Seela keeps wanting to go to. Semi, my cow horse, becomes the penner. She's to convince Seela that she's to go into that corner. And Semi understands that she's to move with the cow, but sometimes you need another horse, it's called a turnback horse, to help direct the cows in the right direction depending upon the moment. So here we go, you can loosen up. Okay, now I'm gonna go towards my south fence. I'm gonna see what the cows are gonna do with very light back cues, with my legs, with my reins, looking where I wanna go when I go to the right or the left, sitting deep in my pockets. Whoa, and there goes Seela. Without saying anything, because the mic's going to have static, I'm going to walk towards Seela without pushing her. You see how, I don't know if you can see that, but she's thinking about trying to get under the fence. I'm going to go over here to my east perimeter. Good. Whoa. Now I'm going to show Sadie that I want her to go with Seela. Whoa. Over her haunches. Good. Whoa. Without pulling, just indicating with my right rein. That was good. That was a very first step of teaching Sadie what her job is going to be as a turnback cow horse. Okay, Erin, just walk towards them very slowly. I'm going to show Sadie once more, if I can, the cow that moves out, which will probably be Seela, that she's to follow. And if she goes to my right, I'm going to show Sadie back. Over the haunches. Whoa, whoa. Not all the way. No, not all the way because the cow didn't go all the way. But now all the way. 180. Whoa. Now back this way. Look. Whoop. She's trying to leap forward. No, I want her to go over her haunches. I'm trying to sit in my saddle. Now I'm going to ask her to go to the left with Susie and Seela. Look where I want to go, a little bit of right leg pressure toward the east fence. Whoa. Good. Now I'm going to ask her to back off. Pumping my legs is the way she knows. I'm going to ask her to go away from the cow. I'm going to ask her to go towards the camera. Now, today's session, in light of the weather, was really just a very short session to see what it is we have to work on. I'm actually pleased with Sadie's responsiveness. She didn't get bucky or excited in spite of the weather. I'm pleased with the way Susie and Seela are two different objects to follow. One very slow, obstinate, one very fast, running away scared. Okay. Sadie is going to understand, because I'm going to keep showing her with cues what it is I want her to do with those two moving objects. And then when we're ready, she's going to come in the arena with Semi, who's my cow horse, and Semi's going to try to work the cow into the pen. And that's what we're going to do. Now today's objective was also to figure out, this is a new camera for the Urban Cowgirl channel and the Urban Cowgirl show, what are our parameters, what are our limitations. And so we'll be trying to improve sound and video quality as we go. And we're going to try to show you what training techniques work and don't work with my Morgan horses, Sadie and Semi, at Shadrack Farms.
See more at www.urbancowgirlchannel.com.